Chris Bart is a professor of governance and strategy at McMaster University. He also received the Corporate Governance and Strategic Leadership Award at this year's HR Summit Awards presented by the HRPA and Canadian HR Reporter. Can you tell us a bit about your role and responsibilities at McMaster University?
Well, apart from being a 30-year veteran of strategy and governance at the DeGroote School of Business, I had the privilege in 2003 of helping to found a very unique organization in our country called the Directors College. The Directors College is Canada's first and only university-accredited and director education and certification program, leading to a very unique designation in our country called the Chartered Director designation, of which McMaster is the only institution in the country able to award that.
What have you done to initiate corporate governance renewal?
Well, corporate governance renewal really started in 2001-2002 after a massive implosion in which we looked at household name corporations like Enron, WorldCom, Tyco, Adelphia, Hollinger, and came to the realization that the boards in our country and around the world were not doing what society, what regulators, what capital markets, what institutional retail investors expected of them. In the bad old days, boards tended to be buddy boards designed to rubber stamp the recommendations of management. That was never intended to be the case. Directors are the last line of defense for shareholders and are intended in their role both legally and socially to represent the best interests of the organization, not the shareholders, not the owners, but in Canada it's to represent the best interests of the organization. That may not always be what management wants the board to approve. And so the directors are there to really always be asking, are the recommendations, plans, and proposals coming forward to us consistent with the strategy, the aspirations of the organization for which it was created, and ultimately to gain reasonable assurance through their probing and questioning of management that whatever management is putting forward represents the best possible decision in furtherance of the interests of the organization. And so I've been very fortunate to help lead a team in this organization called the Directors College to lead a governance reform in our country in which we've had not only sitting directors but C-suite executives from both Chief Executive Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and Chief Human Resources Officer reconsider their roles and the expectations that society puts on them.
And what results have you seen?
Well, we have seen a governance reform. Boards are now behaving differently. If you follow the Globe and Mail report on business, Board Games report, if you follow Canadian Business, governance scorecards, we've seen the approach to governance have an absolute exponential and steady increase since 2001-2002, where boards now have a new and renewed understanding of what's expected of them, and they're embracing it. It's no longer boards who come along and are complacent and rubber stamp. They are active, they are engaged, and they are willing to make the tough decisions, which sometimes means having to just say no to management because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with what the corporation should be doing.